Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we're in Minecraft again today, working through the to-do list in West Hill. I think we're going to work along some of the riverbanks on the Spruce River. We noticed yesterday there was just a couple spots left to bring up to speed, so we're going to jump on that, kind of in the mindset for that, seeing as that's what we've been doing around the orchard for the last couple of streams. Sorry that things have been a little bit late this week. I've just had very busy mornings. I have obviously the podcast stuff going on behind the scenes from Twitch, and we've been dealing with some metrics discrepancies in Spotify. So I was dealing with Spotify customer support, which was pretty good, I have to say. We don't have any answers yet, but I was chatting with a real person to see if we can't figure out what's going on. So that was cool. I've heard not good things about Spotify customer support, so it was good to have a good experience. So tip of the hat to the folks that were helping me out today. I'm assuming that they're all pseudonyms, but it was at least I felt heard, I think is the best way to explain it. So hopefully going forward, we'll figure out what's going on with the Spotify numbers on both of my podcasts, actually the Spawn Chunks and the Citadel Cafe. So it feels like it's some sort of, I don't know, tech thing where Acast, which is where we host the podcasts, and Spotify are just like not talking. So hopefully we'll have that sorted out soon. How's everyone's Friday going? My Friday, as you can imagine, has been busy, to say the least. Dan, hello. Blast Jordan, good to see you. And we've also got Moira kicking around in chat as well. Dan, yeah, I was expecting it to be a chatbot. There was a chatbot at first to get like your credentials and your podcast information, but then after that it was like, please stand by while you get connected to a real person. My one gripe would be that the person that I was connecting with changed 3 times. So assuming that it's a real person, it might not have been, but assuming it was a real person, that when you have to switch and then they have to take a few minutes and like re-familiarize themselves with the problem and then ask you some questions, you're just like, I just went over this. It's like when you're on the phone with like a bank or some sort of healthcare provider, and every time they switch you to a different agent for a different department, you have to like give your address again, and he's like, I've done this like 6 times. How do you not know that I am who I say I am? And I can appreciate it from a security standpoint, but as a customer experience, for those kind of things with banks and whatnot, it could be terrible. So I tend not to call my banks if I don't have to. Thankfully, I've not had much of a reason to. Blast Jordan, good to hear. Anyway, we're just gonna dive right in. One way to work through a busy, stressful morning is to play video games. So I think we're going to pop out and take a look around. I'm going to use the camera mod to pop myself out here, just to quickly be able to look around. So the Spruce River here needs the riverbanks to be touched up. And essentially what we're going for is like this level of completion here, but we need to do this in like this area. You can see how this is very, very plain, right? And then obviously there's nothing over here either. So we've got to work on that. This should be pretty straightforward and easy to do. I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. This is going to be the challenging part, the cliff and the waterfall. I'm going to leave that for another day. I think I'm going to focus mostly on the east banks. So we've got this section here around to about that path. And then farther on down, I'm probably going to do a little bit of work on the cliff. And then we've also got this section here. And this is just going to be basic foliage. Like it's not going to be anything crazy. I don't think we're going to add any trees here as far as I know. We can always add the trees later if anything. And then I guess we can look at the bees, but like this is kind of what we're going for. It's like something like this, but we need to move it down here, right? So it's fairly straightforward. It's just a matter of like 2 tall grass and ferns, and it seems to work pretty well. So we'll start off with that. I think I just had like something on every block. It looks like, yeah, pretty close to it. So we're gonna grab the things that we need. It's really jarring when you jump back to your body in the camera mod. Free cam? What's it called? I think it's called free cam. Yeah, pre-cam. I think I might be ready to stop growing cactus. We're almost at a full stack. Maybe we should just let it go to the full stack. We are getting some levels by smelting the cactus, which is nice. All we're doing is turning coal into levels, really. Not bad. Slowly replenishing the gold. Right, so we're going to need, obviously, this box is coming with us. That one. We're going to need these. Oh, you know what? We should go get some moss before we do anything. Let's do that. Are we short on anything else? Acacia leaves. We can always check back in Dartmouth Meadows. Yeah, we'll bring that too. I think that's all we'll need. Famous last words. All right, let's go get some moss because we're going to blow through a stack of moss in no time. Also, I could probably repair some stuff. Getting cooler where you are, Dan? Remind me, where in the world are you, Dan? It's a cooler day here than it has been. It's only 25, 26 in my studio today. Yesterday, I was actually starting to not feel great. It was like 29, 30 inside. I was resisting turning on my AC. I try to hold off as long as I can because once I start using it, all bets are off. It's a lot nicer to have it on all the time. Right, UK. Has it been hot in the UK? I know that Pixelriff's had his strawberries come in early. He's been sharing his garden and stuff on Instagram. 26 is warm, yeah. I mean, you're talking, we hit 26 is about, you know, normal here in the summertime. 22, 26. We'll hit close to 35 in like the heat of summer. The rough days are when it's like when it's like 30 something, but then with the humidex it feels like 40. Like that's new in the last 5 years. You know, as I'm sure it is everywhere in the world. But unfortunately here, because we're coastal, it just gets so muggy. And it's just, unless you've got AC, it's just inescapable. The hard part for me, of course, is that to have the AC on and have it be in this room, like it's hard because of the audio. Like it's quite a noisy unit. So like it's a floor unit that can move from room to room, which is great for sleeping or great for sitting and watching TV in the evening once the sun goes down. But in terms of podcasting, it's not like I have central air, you know, like it's not like the heat pump is outside or something. If I had a house, then that would be the case. Ceci, yeah, I had to start the stream later today. I threw a post on Discord and I threw a post on Twitter and Blue Sky. So if you're not in the Discord, follow me on Blue Sky or on Twitter, Joel Duggan on both platforms. I'm pretty easy to find. There should be a link tree in my Twitch about page that just takes you to whatever social you want to follow me on. But yeah, if there's any changes to my schedule, the first people that know are my Discord members, because of course they support me financially. But then shortly thereafter, I tweeted out. I didn't know until about 1:45 today that I wasn't going to make it. As I mentioned in the little pre-show ramble, was on tech support with Spotify, trying to sort out some of the download data discrepancies with our metrics for the podcasts. It seems to me that there's something that Acast and Spotify just stopped doing, and I don't know whether Acast was previously giving us inflated numbers or what. All right, so we've got that. I don't really use block of bamboo very much. We should maybe try that sometime. I don't know why we would need that, but all right, we'll top up the carpet. It's not like it's a lot to top up. And then we'll just grab that's filtering in because we've got lots. Cool. And acacia leaves. We've got an acacia farm. I might be able to steal some from there. I wish there was a way to have like a radius of spawn proofing our nether so that we didn't get pigmen. Oh, we do have some. Nice. I've been using that a lot in the ground. As like a thistle type texture. It's so weird coming back here. The basic path textures and the beacon with the speed beacon. It feels so much faster. I might do that in the sci-fi area just because it'll be fun to kind of have some speedier movement. Could be fun. And with the sci-fi area, we can make the excuse for like the beacon beams everywhere. I mean, here it's just like whatever. It's a starter Minecraft town that's kind of like par for the course, right? But it would be nice to not have them in some. That's why there's no beacons in West Hill, because the beams just wouldn't make any sense. Speed plus blue ice. That could be fun actually. MDog95 subscribing at tier 1, 46 months in a row. Thanks very much. Really appreciate that. Happy Friday to you too. I think that was everything. I brought dirt, coarse dirt. Yeah, we're good. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting that'll show its face when I need it. I'm seeing this happen a lot now too. I'm not sure whether it's the shaders or the server, but we're just getting these weird non-rendered surfaces. I should check to see whether these shaders have got an update. Paths like this remind me of Lord of the Rings and other fantasy games and stuff like that. I did enjoy that little walking tour I did of Minecraft Middle Earth. How's our little look-off coming along? That's something we could work on too. Feel like we might want to just remove the top of that tree. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you just need to increase the cliff size. Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like I need to figure out how to guide the player to be standing in a precise spot up there, but it's a cool view. I agree. All right, so the first one was over by the abandoned farm. To finish that too. So we obviously know that we want some sort of path here. Where's going to be the best place to set up? I don't want to be bopping across the river every time I need a new block. Oh, this has got all kinds of stuff on it. I guess we'll just set up at the bee farm for now. Probably easiest. Right, stone, we'll do dirt and grass stuff first. MindTripMedia with 100 bits. Thanks very much, MindTrip. Good to see you. Hope things are well. Need to make some more bushes. We do use them a lot. We're going to need some more shears too. I think this is probably faster than setting up a mini farm. That'll do. Okay, so we need some slabs or dirt. I think that should be it. So many farmable blocks at this point, it's not worth the effort setting up a farm for every single thing. No, I agree. With the bushes though, you can do a micro farm. Like you can just have a observer clock and some bone meal, and you can just look at one block and just like harvest it. It's very similar to like a 2 tall flower farm. So in a pinch, it's fine. If you need a lot of them, then that would be the way to like build up like a shulker box full or something, but I don't know that you need a shulker box full at this point. We're gonna have to turn around and sleep in a minute anyway. Oh, I didn't bring any bushes. That's azalea and mangrove. We'll stay consistent with the choices that I've made previously. Nice to know that the paths that I've laid out work well. Yeah, bone meal for plants is good, I think. But that's why you get like those little bone meal clocks, which I quite like. I still haven't found much of a use for the dry grass. Probably just too green of a biome. I'm waiting to be able to sleep and get rid of the rain. No worries, Sussy. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. So this is probably, it's all sunflower plains, but it quickly goes into river. Yeah. I like this little mix. I feel like we can probably do that along here too. Especially where we've got this thing. I find it's usually good to like start off with a key feature. Some moss there. And it's pretty easy to work in between them. I'm going to put that back. The only thing we can't use on the edge of the water, of course, is concrete powder. Maybe we'll switch those. I think I'd rather have something darker here, which I didn't bring. I'm trying to make note of some of the different textures that I've used in the path as well. That and that. If that's the case, I think we have to go darker over here. Yeah, like that. I'm going to try not to redo too much of what we've already got. But this was obviously completed before we had the bush. Yeah, like that. I tend to like the bush next to leaf blocks. It's cool. I feel like we'd get some more of this dropped acacia leaf. Oh, that's in the same spot. Let's move it over here. Yeah, that's better. Lord Andy coming in with a 10-month sub already. That's amazing. Love the content. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. How's your Friday going? I feel like I need one more brown block over this way. feels very plain, but there's not much I can do. So really what I'm thinking about is like how this looks and feels from this position. And I feel like that's pretty good. Maybe we'll swap this out for a fern. Yeah, little height difference. That looks good. On to the next phase. So here we've added in a little bit more of these too tall areas, and I think we can probably get away with some of that as well. To kind of give a little bit of extra. Now this I feel like it's a lot more river biome, so it's going to be difficult to do the moss along here in some places. Yeah, without... I know, it's not too bad. I might be able to squeeze in a little bit there. It's hard now because the sun's getting yellow as it goes down in the shaders. But, or not the sun is, but the light, the way that it's reading. Is the Joel Love emote pizza? No, it's a blueberry pancake. Heart. I can see how you might mistake that though. I don't know if I have a bigger version of it. I might. Somewhere on this hard drive. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe I don't. I would have thought that I had those there. Maybe it's under OBS design. Oh, there they are. Yeah, I don't have like a, I don't have a big version. I guess I could open up in a browser and zoom in. Hold on. Sleep here before I get snuck up on. Don't know if I have a browser overlay in this. I do. Yeah, there we go. But that's what it looks like up close. The pancake heart. I think there's also supposed to be like swirls of syrup on it, so that's probably why it looks like pizza. Oh, thanks. Yeah. The inside joke is that I have pancakes every Saturday. Like that's my Saturday breakfast. While I'm here, I can open up the other emotes. I'm working on more. It's slow, but working on more. I feel like everybody has seen this one. That gets used a lot. This is not the best, but you get the gist. Looking at blueprints in this, I think this one might be my favorite. This is the brain in a jar. Very sci-fi, but I like that one a lot. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks okay. So we're still very much in like the sunflower plains grass color here. I did bring them. Okay, cool. It's annoying when there's stone underneath here because then you've got to mine it out. Also trying to remember that I've got the bush block. Not bad. Yeah, I like the little twinkle as it turns a quarter. I feel like we should put that closer. That's better. I feel like that looks pretty good. I'm wondering if we can get away with some bushes actually in the water. We might be able to do it here. Because the game doesn't see that as a block, it sees it as water. I feel like we could probably get away with that. Don't know if we could get away with it there, though. And we might have to go with azalea to match the moss. And this, I think, is where it switches to the river biome. Yeah, okay, so maybe that's not the place for it. I think what we need is an actual bush out in this section here. Yeah. Whoops. No, I think we'll go with acacia for both of those. Helps kind of like block the corner a little bit so we don't have to worry about the view. Adds a nice layer there too. I'd like to do some sort of reeds along here, but I don't think sugarcane or bamboo is the way I want to go. Lord Andy, no, we're going to do the other side of the river. I'll show you when the sun comes back up what we're going to be doing. Oh, Pixa's got a couple of new emotes. Nice. I did most of his. He split the. He already had someone doing some of them, and then I did some of them early on when we first started doing the spawn chunks. It took me a long time. I feel bad about how long it took me to get them done. I really like this abandoned farm. The buildings look really cool. Trying to remember what I think my favorite Pix emote that I did is either the one where he's like unimpressed or the one where he's flipping like raging out and flipping a crafting table. I like that one a lot too. Was there something I was supposed to pick up while I was here? So the other side here is just an untouched taiga biome. That's just natural Minecraft generation. And if we go down to the other side of Lowtown, that is the other spruce biome. But you can see along here my hand in it with just like a little bit of stuff there, mostly just grass and bone meal, and then like the odd little bit of just like little things. It's smoothing out some of the landscape. So like this kind of stuff is what we have to do. And while it's not complicated, it's time consuming. And the lesson that I learned is that basically do the key features first. So the first thing we'll probably do is like, obviously this will be easy because it's just a very simple riverbank. But then we should really tackle this before we handle, like we'll do the waterfall before we handle anything over here. Because that way we don't want to have, like, I don't want to put too much work into this. If the waterfall's going to take over, then this is going to be pretty basic. Also, I don't know what to do here. I may want to change the topography a little bit, so we'll have to see. So yeah, it's not like it's complicated, but it's definitely a large, it's a long riverbank. That's the daunting part for me, is that like we have to go from here to there. Like it's the whole west bank has not been touched at all, right? I mean, some places it's going to be easy, right? Like you pop over here and you put down a couple of grass things, right? Like, and very quickly it starts to become nicer looking. And whoops. Like, it doesn't take much to start it to look more natural. Well, there's some sugarcane right there. Yeah, I don't know. That might look okay. In my brain, I thought that was going to make the bamboo noise. If bamboo was something we could control, that's something that would be a really good gameplay thing, would be using shears to right click on bamboo and to stop it from growing. I think that would be great. I have to put this like right next to the water though. Is that magical sugarcane surviving without an adjacent water block? Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Like, I wish we could put this in water, right? But it blocks the water. I think that is an oversight. We'll have to see how this looks. I don't think you can bone meal this, can you? No. All right, I think I'm going to focus on Maybe another bush. Find the azalea looks a little bit nicer with the river biome color. I think azalea changes color. Yeah, must. Not azalea, acacia. Azalea does not change color. What is that? That must be oak leaves. I feel like I could use a little bit more grass over here. I think that's where I wanted that. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I'm not sure about the sugarcane because I have to put it all in a row. Like I'd like to maybe space it out a little bit more. Or maybe I just need more of it. It's very bright. And that's a custom sugarcane texture. Like I'm pretty sure I looked up sugarcane and did like a Photoshop color sample. And sugarcane is really that bright in the real world, which I thought was wild. How cool would it be if we could do things like dye bamboo? Like, can you imagine if you could paint like a bamboo plant to be whatever color you want? That'd be really fun. All right, I need to step away for a break. I do this once an hour, folks. If you're new to the channel, we're just gonna grab another glass of water. You should too. Grab a snack, grab a friend. I'll be right back. All right, now I just need to sleep before we go back outside. Thanks, Dan. And the zombies are out. Don't need that. I heard him. Oh, there he is there. Okay. So those will take a while to grow up. I may come back and change that. I don't know whether I'm overdoing it or not putting enough down. Oh, you've got some armor on. Yeah, I really don't like the RNG of where grass gets placed. I find it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, that works. All right. One final pass. We'll come back if the sugarcane doesn't look very good. I guess what I could do is I could just go get more and just build it up. I think that's how sugarcane works. It's been a long time since I've worked with sugarcane because it's so bright I don't usually bother. We can always put some bamboo down and stick strings on top of it, but like you're going to be able to see the string, which drives me nuts. It's over here. Unfortunately, it will all just eventually grow to the same height. It's not terrible. I wish we had a way to change the height. I guess if I waterlogged one of these blocks, we could probably add more sugarcane. Outside of string, does anybody have any tricks for keeping sugarcane from growing all the way? You can't put things on it like wildflowers or leaf litter, right? I'm gonna get a bucket and see if this is gonna make a difference. Moss carpet, but just moss carpet would look like a giant cap. Like that wouldn't look, it would look like a table. It's not gonna look very natural. Moss carpet works on top of a bush, but I don't think it's gonna work very well here. And that's gonna allow us to put sugarcane here and there. I mean, that looks terrible. I mean, fun if you're making a Super Mario platformer, maybe, but again, like, I really wish they weren't all the same. 5 looks better than 3 or 4. My string is like really faint, like it's a really subtle texture. I might be able to get away with it. String might also glow with these shaders. Also, if this looks terrible without shaders, well, no. It's fine. I mean, I think the vanilla texture would look awful. I think I'm getting away with it because I've got a nice texture on my sugarcane. We could try. Green candles are not going to work, I don't think. Do candles work on... Hold on. Oh, I don't have any honeycomb. Heard you coming from a mile away. You stole my potatoes. You destroyed somewhere. There are potatoes missing. You stomped on something. Right there, maybe? Oh, I need a hoe. Yeah, I was thinking about brown candles too, Andy. Now, where was that? I think that was it. So I could have sworn that I had more honeycomb around, but maybe I don't. I know I wanted to make a data pack to turn honey block back into honeycomb. Should have gone to Alistair's when we were gone to get moth. I've got some beehives, but not much. I should start to put the bees out. They're just such a pain in the butt. Oh, thanks, Andy. Yeah, I like the field too. Again, the custom beetroot and custom potato textures help with that, but I think a lot of it does have to do with the layout. Those all have 0 honey. It's alright, we've got some beehives that are nearby. I just have to do some stuff to them. Thanks. Yeah, I mean the custom wheat texture I think is a big win, especially because the wheat texture is 2 blocks tall or more than 1 block tall. It's not always 2 blocks tall, but it's larger than the vanilla wheat texture and definitely more yellow. Nice golden brown. That was a terrible landing. I think it's the birch or the oak that looks good. Right now I think they're on scaffolding. Yeah, the scaffolding doesn't look too bad actually. I need to drop something. Let's put that over here for now. Oh, right, I can't do that. Never mind. Can't put the tables underneath stuff with that mod, or data pack rather. Trying not to hit any bees by accident. I'm always worried that that's going to go into the fire, which I think it might have. Six is not a lot, but it's enough. The wheat pack. The wheat is a combination of Germsy Boy's texture variation and my own color. I didn't retexture it, but I did change the hue to match wheat in real life. Did I miss some? Why didn't I pick it up? I had the room. Oh, it went way over there. That's why. Thank you. Okay, candles. And dye. I just have too much stuff. So I feel like the cattails won't work unless we have enough of them. Yeah, I don't know. The cattails might be better off with a bit of bamboo. Yeah, there's 5 of these. 6 of those. And there's only 4 candles. So you can't do that. So that doesn't work. So like if I pick that up and then these are the wrong color, right? They're really close together. Right, like that doesn't look good at all. And I put my string away because I'm not thinking. And I don't have enough room. Certainly use the brown candles more than I use anything else. So my string texture when left in the world looks like this. So that's pretty subtle. I don't think we'll be able to see that. Yeah, I think we can probably get away with that. Hmm. Now that I can control it, it makes me want to do a little bit more. Oh, not that. I think everybody's got string on it now. So this is where it might break down. Oh no, can't see the string from here. Yeah, that's not bad. So the trick is to use string and have a custom texture on your string, because my string is very, very, very subtle. Like the transparency on that is like 10% or something. It's very, very soft. You can still see it if you're using it for like redstone, but it's very hard to see. Wouldn't mind having another waterlogged bush back here too. Just far enough away that I'm tempting fate with spawns. It's so dark out here at night. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't normally mess around with sugarcane. Yeah. Now, obviously, I don't want to forget about this like second tier along here. Just like a little bit extra. It is frustrating when you're happy with the texture of the ground, but then you can't put grass on concrete powder, so it's a little bit tricky that way. And this rock obviously is very, very basic. We'll have to come back for that when I have more inventory space. This is where we can use some leaf litter too. All right, what do I not need? Don't need that anymore. Don't need the string. Sugarcane. Don't need ink. All right, that should be enough to get that rock in good shape. Here I wouldn't mind having it be brighter. Although maybe we'll change these two back. Yeah. And then up here, we can get a little bit of height difference. Probably works the best. And I don't know where I'm going to use a button. I thought I might be able to squeeze one in, but I think we're okay. That's a bit better. I wouldn't mind. That's a sapling. Feels a little symmetrical. But otherwise it's just so flat. That feels a little bit too convenient. It's all right. I think that's good. I know that a lot of these things are things that you can't see from the road, or unless you're part of this, like living in this area as a player, you're not really going to notice them. But I do sort of look at them as like opportunities to practice building rocks or coming up with different shapes and how to use stairs and slabs together to achieve a certain look. So at some point when I am building a rock that you can see, it's a lot easier to do. right, well that marks that section done. Oh, no, I got still a little bit left. I got excited. Silvery 13, hello. This should be pretty straightforward. This is all river. This might not work the best. Grabbing lunch, nice. I had a tuna melt for lunch, it was good. Oh, it's a thunder shower, and I didn't know it. There's a rainbow. It's one of my favorite things about these shaders. Yeah, so this might end up looking a little bit weird. Oops. Try to keep it simple as we can. Really don't like it when it hangs over the edge like that. I think it looks silly. So what I want to do is I want to put grass in these two places. There it looks dumb. So maybe... The nice thing about the bushes, I've mentioned this a couple times in the last few streams, is that they are centered, like they're always centered on the block, which I like. Outside of maybe changing a couple of these to moss. I think... yeah, it still looks okay. I go back and forth on whether it looks good or not. Man, what a huge difference. After playing for weeks now with shaders, even with a lower frame rate, like, I don't know if I can go back. Yep, I'd say that's good. So I'll do this cliff as well, but not right now. I do believe we're back into like sunflower plains here. Oh, no. Very much river. Okay. So for this, I think the solution is going to be to just make sure everything is on the one step, and then it's going to have a lot of... we probably get away with some bushes. Maybe a mangrove or something. They're usually pretty dense looking. What's on the other side here? Azalea. And that is obviously just a temporary wall. No more moss. You can see it's sort of see how that makes for a nice border between the cliff and the grass. The rock face, I guess I should say. Yeah, not bad. Sure. This actually might look better. It sounds and feels counterintuitive, but sometimes I find that these dirt slabs, when you want something to not be too square, it's kind of nice to have a little dirt show through. Something feels too bulky. It's a subtle thing, but I find it works. MDog says, yeah, I love playing with shaders, but the pump for my CPU cooler starts maxing out. Yeah, I don't have any issues with the fan noise. I only have a couple fans in this PC. There's not that many. The issue for me is like screen stuttering. Yeah, I'm really curious to see, even if I don't like vibrant visuals, like I'm not a huge fan, but even if I don't like them in Java, I'm hoping that the technical changes that they make to Java will allow shaders and stuff to run more efficiently. So even if you don't want to use vibrant visuals, you'll have more people will have more options on Java Minecraft, which I think will be nice. Now this is unfortunately going to be river biome, I think. Let's try this. Actually, that should just be a stone slab. We'll have the rock come a little bit. I haven't really done any shape on the rock either. Yeah, that's a nice kind of end to that. Now these, I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to try and dial back to moss. Oh, crap. I don't remember what was there. Guessing it was grass. You get very used to having this stuff, these dirt sides, not visible. You get spoiled. You want to do it everywhere. Which I know I could fix with a texture pack. See here. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Where's the bush? There we go. I think that's probably what we're going to be doing all along here. Really wish when you pick block a fern that would too tall fern, it would give you the one tall fern. So I feel like some of this we might have to wait until we finish the wall. But that's the basic idea. So it doesn't quite cover all the dirt, but it gets you most of the way there. And then individual ones like this, I'd probably go ahead, oops, and moss that up. Man, I am not, oh, I'm out of grass. What's going on? Mikatu, yeah, we're just, we wrapped up a little bit of work here and about to pass everybody along. Yeah, not bad. So, when we started today, we were over here by this stump. And all of this was pretty bare in between the roads, but I'm quite happy with the way that this came together. It's slow, but it does get there. Obviously, we need to do some work in through here. I think I might have that kind of overhang a little bit, maybe. And then this is just something we're going to continue along this side. However, I think I want to do, that's why I'm stopping. I think I want to do the wall first. I think I'd rather have the wall be the focus, and then we'll have the foliage on this side support the wall. So if the too tall foliage is distracting, we won't do it at the top. So we'll have to figure out what's happening there. Plus a couple of custom bushes would probably be important too. Yeah, cool. Well, let me see who's live on Twitch so I can pass you all along. Let me see here. So put myself in. We've got anybody playing Minecraft? Hey, Whip is live. Let's send y'all over to Whip. Always a good raid. I think you will enjoy your Friday afternoon with Whip. He's been on the podcast before. He's been on Spun Trunks. You can go to thespuntrunks.com and just search for FWHIP. You will find all of the episodes that he's been on. Fills in from Johnny, for Johnny from time to time when Johnny goes on vacation. Always a good chat. Great builder if you're not familiar. And I think you'll enjoy the rest of your day. I've got a scoot. You can check me out on social media, Joel Duggan. You can follow the Spawn Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe podcasts wherever you get your favorite podcasts. There's new episodes out right now, brand new on Sunday, Monday, respectively for each show. And we've got more coming on Monday with the pending release of Chase the Skies coming June 17th. So we'll be able to talk about that on Monday ahead of the launch on Tuesday. So I will see you all tomorrow, 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 4 hours, I think. I always forget. And I'll be back in Minecraft. Bye for now.